Hey everybody, and welcome to the official first episode of the HerCampus Roundtable. My name's Tarek. I'm joined by Tori, Danny, Ariana, and Lily. The first roundtable group, and we're finally excited to finally get this off the ground. We've been talking about this for a while, and this is going to be really fun because we're going to be able to talk about anything and everything, and it'll be just an overall fun experience. So everyone, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Tori. I am a junior here at Hofsta, and I'm a film major, and I am the YouTube editor for HerCampus.
Hi, I'm Danny. I'm a junior film and drama double major, and I am a member of the HerCampus Hofsta YouTube team.
Hi, I'm Lily. I'm a freshman at Hofstra, and I'm a journalism major.
Hello, I'm Ariana. I'm a sophomore, and I'm undecided right now, but I'm part of the YouTube HerCampus team.
Okay, so now that we all know each other, our first ever episode is going to be about all things Halloween, since it's this season, like almost 5-6 days before Halloween. And I'm sure everybody has plans, but I don't, because I'm just too nervous to go out during Halloween, especially in this climate, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's been kind of hard figuring out what is the best thing to do on actual Halloween, because it's not the best idea to go out at all because of COVID, but also you still want to make it fun. So I feel like it's cute to just do a movie night with your friends, or just have a few friends over and still dress up, still make it all festive, but stay safe and keep in your bubble basically.
Yeah, I thought about going around my my dormitory, and just on my floor, I would hand sanitize everything and disinfect everything. But I still want to give them just hey, if you want, do you want a piece of candy? Yes or no, just to be hey, I know we're all adults, whatever, but we're all kids at heart, especially me dressing up now. I should have stopped, but I'm gonna keep going with the dressing up. But I think I'm gonna be hey, would you want, just candy to be hey, I know we're not allowed to go out, but here you go, just something. It's hard because you can't go out, but I think my roommates might be doing something tonight to be able to, or not tonight, but on Halloween, just again sitting and watching a movie, either something scary or something like a stupid Halloween movie, just something to be 'tis the season.
Speaking of sitting and watching movies, what are you guys' favorite Halloween movies? Mine is personally Nightmare Before Christmas. I even have a little stuffed animal of Zero. I love him. He's very squishy. Yeah, what are you guys' favorites?
It's oh my god, this is asking me just my favorite Beyonce song. Oh my god. I just have so many. I can go for comedy horror, straight up psychological horror, gore porn. I don't know, I just have so many movies right now. But I guess currently my all-time favorite, and overrated as hell, but Hereditary. Oh my god, fuck. But yeah, Hereditary. It's it was the last movie that genuinely chilled me straight to my bones. I haven't felt this way about a horror movie in a long time. Not even Midsummer, which was really good. I was really excited to see, but it just wasn't as uncomfortable and as uneasily terrifying as Hereditary.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the animated ones, more of not the show, because I feel all the shows you kind of know what to expect. And it's been to me, I feel it's so overdone to be there's gonna be a jump scare now, and usually there's a jump scare, or it's so with the suspension, I think that's the word, or suspense, and you already feel it, and then it just happens. You're oh, well, that kind of sucked. But I love Coraline, the clay animation. I like the Nightmare Before Christmas. Let me think what else there was. The Paraweenie, I think, or Paramore, not Paramore, what's the band? You know what we're talking about.
Frankenweenie and Paranorman.
Wow.
I was gonna say both of those. I love this movie so much.
Yeah. Even just the old Disney ones, oh, what the heck, I saw, again, I'm an oldie, I'm on Facebook. Wow, that's really dating. But it's the one where it's the dick kid that's dressed as a devil, and he's scaring everybody, and it's the old grandmother who is a fairy. We all know. I mean, we all know what I'm talking about. Okay, good.
It sounds familiar. I think I've heard of it before, but I don't know which one. Oh my god.
That I know that's a good movie for me. And then even the one with the house.
Monster House.
Yeah.
Monster
That was
House
such a
is
good
so
one.
good.
Oh my God. It used to kind of scare me just a little bit as a kid, but I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it.
Even like Goosebumps. Like, do we all remember that series? Like
yeah,
Goosebumps. Even
never,
the book. Like, I was
watched.
never a book reader, but I mean.
And I've read like one or two books, and I still haven't seen the movie with Jack Black.
I haven't seen the second one, but the first one I will say is pretty good. Like again, watching the movies with like the clay animation or just like animated movies in general, I think is just better than the actual movies, just because we already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
True.
I agree. I'm a fan of like the same kind of thing. Okay, is the film we're talking about like Scary Godmother or something like that? It was on like Cartoon Network, I think. But
Is it that one it's called?
I think I know what you're talking about. And that one comes on like literally once a year, and I would die for that movie. I'm also a big fan of like the stop motion clay animation, because when I was little, like anything that had like real people in it was too real, so it would be scary for me. So I was like, if it's animated, then it's fake and it's okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, even through Coraline, it's my favorite movie. I've seen it a bunch of times since it was on Netflix, and of course it's off, but now Amazon Prime has it, so you can watch it through that. But I would fall asleep to the music immediately, even though it's a creepy ass movie, and all my roommates would like be like, she's crazy for falling asleep to it, but it's literally just a lullaby to me. Like, I can fall asleep to that soothing, horrifying music.
Also, like Halloween specials of like certain TV shows and movies are always like some
Oh yeah.
I like them more than Christmas specials, honestly.
Yep.
Like the Halloween episode for Ed, Edd n Eddy, the Halloween episode for Sweet Life of Zack and Cody with the haunted hotel room. That's iconic.
Yeah. Yeah.
The iCarly Halloween episode, that was also iconic as hell. Like those are way more fun to me than like Christmas specials. Honestly.
Yeah. I feel like the Christmas, and I'm not gonna bash, I mean, holidays, you know, they're good, they have their moments, they have their flaws, but I mean, on like movie or TV shows, Christmas is just, again, I think, just for overrated and like heartfelt scenes. I think Halloween, you could put like a little mix to it, like the Zack and Cody, like I can remember all of that so vividly, and I just remember like, you know, being scared for that. I mean, no, Halloween's not, or Christmas isn't terrible, but I would much rather, like you said, see Halloween episodes. I think they are top notch. And I think even now, I haven't seen like past Disney shows because I think they all like pretty much suck. Like after, you know, we're all growing up, but I feel now the Disney shows just suck, and I feel like they can never go back to those special episodes, and especially the Halloween ones, of making them so creepy and just like kind of mess with your mind.
Do you guys remember the That's So Raven episode where like she goes and sees her cousins or whatever, and they're like all her, but it's like Cropsy or whatever? Because that episode used to scar me for life. Like I would cry for like hours after watching it because I was scared that Cropsy was gonna get me, even though it was so silly.
Yeah, oh my god, the Distant Cousins episode. Oh my god, that was iconic. That was amazing. Oh my god. We should have a counter that says how many times I say iconic, because honestly, everything's iconic to me. But yeah, that episode was amazing. The Scarecrow really scared the shit out of me. And like, I love the reference to like the Nutty Professor where they're all Raven, because honestly, no, That's a Raven is one of the best like Disney shows of all time, because it was, I think, compared to other shows, it was very much ahead of its time as a kid's show. Also, like the Halloween episode where they all turn into cows very slowly, that was also really good. Like, remember that?
I forgot about the cow one. That one was also very freaky. Did you guys, that reminded me of, this isn't really a Halloween movie, but did you guys ever see the movie like The Witches or whatever? It's like,
yes, the new one's coming.
Yeah.
What's her name? Anne Hathaway.
I always think about the scene when they like turn into like the rats or whatever, because
Yeah,
that really scared me.
I read the original book by Roald Dahl, which is really, but yeah, the 1990 movie was amazing. and I still have yet to see the new one. I think it just came out, or I could be wrong, on Amazon Prime, or was it HBO Max? I don't know.
I want to say it's HBO Max.
It's one of the two. It's one of the two. But I'm excited to see it. I want, like, the interesting thing about this one is that they have kind of, now it's taking place in the 1960s in the American South, and it has now like the grandmother and the grandson, they're both Black. So I'm really interested to see how like the now taking place, like I think in the civil rights era, kind of changes the context of the film. And also I'm really excited to see Anne Hathaway's performance, because the trailer, it doesn't reveal too much, but I'm hoping that there's a reveal where she becomes the disgusting witch, like in the original book and film. And have you guys noticed like the scar that she has going across her mouth? I want to see, okay, like why does she have that? What is she gonna turn into? I'm thinking of like some sort of like Lovecraftian eldritch abomination that gets defeated by the end of the film. I'm so like, it's got my attention. I'm really excited about it.
Even with different movies, have you guys heard of American Horror Story? Like, any of you guys like a fan of it?
I've been rewatching Coven a lot.
Yeah.
Coven is the best season.
Yeah, and
I think I'm still, I think with like the OG, like the very like first season, I could watch that through.
I
like,
love Murder House.
I could watch it day in, day out, whatever.
I just watched Apocalypse, which like they go back to Murder House, which was cool. Yeah,
I feel like they did pretty well, and then it kind of like sunk.
Yeah,
it kind of like went back up a little bit. Like
it was
Apocalypse,
like Coven Part 2.
Yeah,
it was unnecessary.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
excited
feel
for what
like
they have now, though.
Downs, honestly, like it has a lot of ups but a lot of downs, in which, like, you know, typical Ryan Murphy like writing, where it starts off so good, has a really good middle act, but then like towards the end of the series it just falls completely flat on its face. I don't know what happens to Ryan Murphy where he starts off so strong, but every single show he's done, or almost every single show he's done, falls flat on its face. I don't know why.
At Glee.
Yeah.
The worst, I feel like the worst offender of this in the American Horror Story like series would definitely be, I think, Hotel.
You didn't like Hotel?
I like the aesthetics of it. I like some of its ideas, but overall, it just didn't really match up to what I was hoping. It very much felt like it was just like the Lady Gaga show featuring American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Like, you feel like it was definitely written for Lady Gaga, and she just like,
I feel like they like had her and they wanted to like use her as much as possible because she is a
Oh,
big
yeah,
name that
definitely.
like brings people in. But also I totally get what you mean about like them kind of just like throwing away plot for her in a way.
yeah, like it like she doesn't even feel like she's playing her character. It feels like she's just playing Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really feel like a character. Versus Roanoke, which I think is a lot better because that's a lot more scarier, in my opinion, where I didn't even recognize that was Lady Gaga at first. Like, I was like, holy shit, that's her? Oh my God.
Yeah.
But wow. I honestly, I really loved Roanoke. I felt it was definitely a step up from Hotel. It was definitely way, way, way scarier. Definitely a lot more, doesn't really rely too much on over dramaticness that usually was involved in American Horror Story. Like, this was just like straight up scary, which like, a lot of people didn't like that for some reason. I think it's
I didn't like it just because it kept going like of the back and forth type of thing, like a reality show. I liked the scary part of when they went back through everything, but I wasn't such a big fan to be like, okay, but why are they sitting in front of a camera like staying about it? Like, I think it's so different because usually all the other seasons kind of just were happening. Like, that was their present, that, you know, it's in front of them, versus in that season it happened and then we're going to interview you about it. But again, I think it was also pretty damn scary.
I know a lot of people who think that was like the scariest one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like low-key didn't realize it was supposed to be a reality show until like 3 episodes in, but I also just like don't pay attention. And also, I think I just didn't love Roanoke. This is gonna be like the basic in me coming out, but like Evan Peters was only in like 1 episode and then they killed him. Like, I was so sad. We waited so long for him to show up, and then they were like, just kidding.
Well, how do we feel about the 1984 when none of the like characters from like all of American Horror Story, like all of the seasons, did not show at all? I mean, there are a couple, but I mean, not the main ones that we wanted and what made American Horror Story. There was just, I did not like that season whatsoever. After like episode 3, I'm like, I'll get through it because I'm going to support the show. But also, I think it just sucked. I hated that. I hated the season so much.
I completely checked out after episode 3, honestly. Like, I wanted to watch it all the way because Angelica Ross, I loved her in Pose. I was super excited to see her in a horror movie, like in something really brand new. And I wanted to watch it just for her, but it just became too much camp. Like, it was really campy. Although, props to 1984 for not really taking itself so seriously, to really like go back to like 1980s over the top horror movie. But it just was a little too over the top.
I think there's too many stories that needed to be like put together. And even by the end of it, you're like, well, this was kind of useless. Like, this information didn't add up with this. Like, I'm not going to give any spoilers because I feel like people should watch it. But I mean, it wasn't what I wanted. Like, even like the trailers for American Horror Story, but even like the little snippets are so different compared to what actually comes out. And I mean, maybe that's what they want. I mean, good advertising and good management and everything like that. But I mean, I don't know. I just didn't, that season just didn't do anything to me, you know?
Yeah, it just, and plus like, Ryan Murphy can only do American Horror Story for so long. I don't know if like, I feel like it's like the machine that's just gonna keep going until it entirely breaks. So I don't know what he's gonna do next season. But yeah, honestly. But I'm glad he's starting to branch out and that Netflix has basically given him free reign. But at the same time, that also works to his disadvantage because he's like, I feel like he's doing too much at this point. Like, I like The Politician. I really liked Hollywood. I liked Ratchet, but they just greenlit a show about Jeffrey Dahmer, and I just like, ugh, like it just like I know exactly what he's gonna turn it into. He's gonna focus more. He's gonna romanticize the shit out of Jeffrey Dahmer. He's going to focus more on the fact that he was a gay serial killer over the fact that he was a killer, and I'm just gonna hate. I feel like it's going to be really disrespectful to the people he killed. Honestly, My Friend Dahmer is a far better Jeffrey Dahmer movie. If you guys want to watch anything related to Jeffrey Dahmer, because at the end of the day, the man was a serial killer and he killed little boys and black and brown people and cannibalized them, and that should honestly shouldn't be something that you should romanticize. So
that is like a huge problem though, like in society in general. Like so many of like these popular like movies and TV shows that are coming out are about like serial killers, and they'll cast like with My Friend Dahmer. I loved My Friend Dahmer, but they casted Ross Lynch, so people were like, oh, like I feel bad for him because like I love Ross Lynch, and it's just like, you shouldn't be feeling bad for this terrible person. Like,
yeah, I feel like the same thing happened with like Zac Efron playing Ted Bundy, because everyone's like, oh, Zac Efron, but it's like, no, it's Ted Bundy.
Yeah, really.
Like, that's really disrespectful because he was like an awful person. He's not hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when the Ted Bundy movie came out and the documentary came out, like about the same time on Netflix, stan accounts started popping up for Ted Bundy. I was like, hello? The man was a serial killer? Why are you guys standing? Like, it just really, like, serial killer stans kind of really, really, really unsettle me. Like, there's a difference between being fascinated with serial killers versus, like, being obsessed with them and standing them. And there's, like, that line becomes so blurred because you don't quite know. I feel like with being fascinated, you still have an objectivity and you're just like, yeah, just like looking into their minds is fascinating, but they're just overall terrible people versus, oh my God, he's so cute, I want him to kill me. Oh my God, that whole side of Twitter and Tumblr is just,
Oh my god, it's so bad on Tumblr. It is so scary on there.
I haven't been back to Tumblr in so long. Like, I only ever used Tumblr as a portfolio, but even that I gave up on. I'm using different things for, like, Tumblr. But yeah. So what are you guys like, if you guys are dressing up for Halloween at all, or even like, let's talk about last Halloween or the Halloween before, what are your costume ideas? Because for me, last Halloween I did Missy Elliott. The Halloween before that I did Lil Kim. Like, I do like a hip hop artist every Halloween, but I'm not doing anything this Halloween. But what are you guys' like ideas?
Last year I did Red Riding Hood. This year I still have the cape. I have a white mask. Today on Wednesday. But also I might be like a goddess possibly. Like, I have all like the headpiece jewelry. I got these big hoops. I have literally just a white sheet and a yellow curtain, like curtain tie or whatever I'm gonna call it, and just put it on me to be like a toga. Really, like, Halloween started when I was maybe like in elementary school, or even when I was like younger. I started liking it just because my mother went out and we went to a old like restore and got a lampshade, put it on me, started putting fluff around it, and I was a cupcake.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I was a cupcake.
Adorable, honestly.
I think for a little while, like, I was also in Girl Scouts, so we did a little Halloween, like trunk or treat or whatever. But I was a mom. I wanted to be for Halloween. I think that's kind of crazy. Like, I had the robe on, I had the curls, I had one baby, I had a baby stroller. Like, I think Halloween, just for me, like, I try to do as cheap as possible, but also get the most out of it. Like, that lampshade, okay, $10. You can, like, the fluff or the cotton, also like another like $5, whatever. Spray paint it. Like, you can make such cheap Halloween costumes like look so expensive and like also so fun.
Yeah, I'm being boring this year. I'm being a fairy because I just wanted an excuse to buy a dress I liked. So I'm using that. But last year I was Eddie from It. That was fun. Like when I was younger, I would be like Dorothy or like Tinkerbell or like all of like the Disney characters basically at some point or another. But yeah, this year I'm being a fairy.
Last year I was Rachel Green from Friends because I was able to like do it at home easy. I just like used an iron-on and made an apron. But yeah, I always did like book characters when I was younger, like from like Star Wars or Harry Potter and stuff. Because I have a twin brother, so we would like do it together
Oh,
sometimes.
that's so neat.
That's so
Like he'd be
cute.
Harry and I'd be Hermione, and like Luke and Leia, and like we liked doing stuff
I
like
always wanted to do that with somebody, just to have like a little group costume, or even like myself, or just like another couple thing. I'm not gonna say I don't have many friends, but it's just the thing of we all have so many different ideas to be like, I want to do this. Well, I want to do creepy. I want to do like cute, like the fairy thing. Like, we could all been like, could have been fairies, but then you're like, yeah, but like I'm on the horror type and I want to do this. Like, it's so much easier to just kind of do it yourself. But I mean, that's really cute of you and your twin brother doing it that way.
I feel like since you have a twin brother, I think the best thing for you guys to do would be to do, what's their name? The two people from Gravity Falls.
Oh, Dipper,
Dipper
and Mabel.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, he never liked dressing up with me, but I'd force him. I'd be like, you like Star Wars, you're being Luke.
Yeah, my sibling, I have an older sister and a younger brother, but we were always at like different like stages in our lives. So our costume, we never did matching costumes, and it would be like, my sister was like Kim Possible, and I was like a pirate, and my little brother was like a pumpkin, like, because he was a baby. Like, it was like we never got to the age where we could like be on the same playing field. But growing up, I think I was Dora for Halloween like 8 years in a row, just because that was like all I had, and we had the costume, and I didn't grow because I still am a small person. And that just was my go-to costume. This year, I think I'm stealing Tori's fairy idea. We're gonna see, because I have no idea yet.
It's okay. The more fairies, the merrier.
I feel also you can make anything technically a Halloween costume. Like, really, you could just say like you put a hoodie. Like, my roommate is possibly going to do this, so y'all can steal her idea too. She's going to get a blue hoodie and be the person from Mean Girls with sunglasses, and she's
easy.
literally through the whole night just being, you don't go here. Like, who are you? You know, just the quote from Mean Girls, and that's it. And that's simple. You get sunglasses and a hoodie, bam, Halloween costume. Or you could go super big and out with it and buy like, oh, I really want to try the big inflatable like alien one. But I mean, of course, that's money, and I mean, we're all broke. We don't have the money for it. But I mean, you could go expensive like that, you know. But you can make a Halloween costume out of anything, like blood splatter on your face to be like, and just like, I don't know, hold a knife and be like, I'm a killer, haha. Like, I don't know, like, there's so many things you could do.
Well, those all sound like really amazing ideas, and honestly, good luck if you guys are going out to do like actual Halloween things. Good luck and be safe. If not, just enjoy Halloween through the whole night and just sit, have some candy, watch some horror movies or whatever, and read some scary shit on the internet. But yeah, that was our first ever HerCampus Hofsta Roundtable. My name's Tarek.
I'm Tori.
I'm Danny.
I'm Lily.
I'm Ariana.
And thank you guys so much for listening in. We plan to have more of these. This was really fun and exciting, but hopefully as we go on, we'll get better and we'll do more like amazing topics, have some serious topics and sit downs and discussions. And yeah, thank you all so much for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.